It takes the famiclone from the basket.
I'm not taking that thing.
It takes the famiclone from the basket.
No, I'll stay down here. I'm not taking the thing.
It takes the famiclone from the basket.
I'm not taking it. I'm not freaking touching that thing.
Take the famiclone from the basket.
I'm not taking it.
Take it.
Fine. I'm freaking taking it. What's this lotion for?
Retro Rock plays everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Cool Sierra high definition game console HKB-508. Looks a lot like a Game Boy, doesn't it? It is a famiclone of some sort based on what I can read on the back, and I can't read a whole lot. So we're going to be going to the unboxing pretty quickly, or unpackaging, I guess. Anyway, it says 268 in 1, so we can assume it's a standard, it's got the standard image on it. However, I'm going to note a couple things. It shows F1 Race on there, so it would be an amazing insult if it doesn't run that game correctly, which so many of these don't. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be inclined to pass it if it even just runs that correctly. But notice some of the other games. Galaga, Load Runner, Dig Dug, also another one that it messes up on generally with these. Bomberman, Ice Climber, all pretty much name brand games shown on the back of this. So I'm somewhat excited to try it out. By the way, this is version 2.0. Wow. All right, let's get to the unpackaging right away. Well, that came out easy. Okay, is there anything in here? No, just it in the game system. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the game system feels amazingly light. Alright, the pad's a little bit flat, but because they did the splitting on it, it might not be so bad. I kind of wish they did that with the last one. I generally do not like this configuration, but I have grown to be a little bit more accepting of it when I see it. A, B, X, Y, and of course these are probably just rapid fire. We got your reset and start button, and then there's one button for sound, so there's no little rotator. What the heck am I looking for? Volume knob for it. Jeez. You'd think if I only speak one language, I could do it right. But no. On off button. Here's the back. Pop the back off. Wow, 3 AAAs. Wish those were double A's. Looks decent enough. Alright, let's play some games on it. Okay, first you need to choose English. Alright, going through the games real quick, and I'll just scroll through every page of this fairly quickly. You've got a pretty decent selection here. Got the usual Super Mario stuff. F1 races on there, as I mentioned earlier. We've got some Galaga, some Load Runner, Bomberman, Dig Dug. I mean, a lot of this stuff was on the cover. It's a pretty good selection of games. As you go further on, you start getting into some hack games and a misspelling here and there. But for the most part, the selection is pretty good. Again, there's definitely some hack games on here, but not all the games are hacks. In fact, the majority of them are pretty legit. And again, there are some misspellings in the menu. So right there, that Chex Des, that's Thexter. I don't know how they got Chex Des out of that, but it really is Thexter. 1942's on here. And as you go further and further, you get into the weirder and weirder stuff. Mario Storm. Shoot car. Yeah. Crazy, right? There's a little bit of Arkanoid there. See, that's nice. Final Arkanoid. Penguin Trav. Color Gems. Hackier and hackier, like I said, as it goes on. Clown. Devil Castle. Weird. But still, if you think about it, there is a whole lot of legit stuff on here too. It's just there's a whole lot of stuff overall. USA Soldier. That sounds real promising. Alright, so back to the beginning. Let's start playing some games. I'll play about 5 of them to give you an idea of what is here and how well it runs. So the first thing I want to show you is F1 Race. Does it indeed run this game halfway decently? Here. So it can get pretty loud. It's got about what, 4 settings. One thing I do want to note is it actually doesn't sound that bad, even jacked up to the highest sound level. So really not that bad, to be honest with you. All right. Na, 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 na. Oops. And now let's go into high. And here's where things break apart usually. Look at that. I made it around the first corner, which means the controls actually work on this game. So they did not use the same hack image that pretty much everybody else uses that has this working defectively. Look at that. Works perfectly fine. So I'm going to give it some points for this. Really good. To exit a game, hit this reset button and it will bring you back to the main menu. Thought you should know that. Alright, Load Runner. The reason I'm showing you this in yet another video is that the A and B button are reversed on it. And you're going to see that a little bit with these every once in a while. I haven't found it an actual deal killer on any game where it's happened, but it's definitely something you need to keep note of. Otherwise, you will be sad. Oh no, you don't. Ah, crud. Messed that up. Get over here. There we go. Oh, no, no, no. Ah. I love this game, though. Here's Exerion, which I am happy to report plays just perfectly fine. Look at that. The controls are smooth, and they respond to button presses pretty much perfectly. I've had no missed presses. I'm not the greatest at this game. However, I cannot blame the controls. Really, quite decent. There we go. Haha, die you fools. Oh yeah. That's the way it's done. Nice. Here's the HKB-508 next to the Bitt Boy. You can see it's quite a bit larger than the Bitt Boy. Fancy some Donkey Kong? Well, it'll play just fine on here. Woo! Oh, wait. Ah, don't do it! There we go. We're getting there. That was close. Really, dude? Really? Not the fault of the controller, though. Just mine. And here's Thexter. The NES version is not my favorite version of Thexter. However, it's not bad. So what's cool about it, of course, is that you're a transforming robot. I can transform at will into a jet plane. It's a good game. I really like the Apple IIgs version of this a lot. There's also a PSP version for it. For not this, I mean a PSP version for the PlayStation Portable that's really good. Unfortunately, it's only available on their App Store, was only available on their App Store, and it is no longer available there, at least not that I've been able to see. Even though the Vita will play some of their games. Big bummer and a real loss to the world. But anyway, Thexter plays just fine on here. The controllers work great. Okay, finally we'll end on Contra. And here's how this runs. Again, pretty good. Controller's fine. No problems there. Not having the easiest time seeing the screen, but that's not really the fault of the screen. It's more of the recording conditions. Die. Boy, I'd like to pick that up. God bless it. There. Come back! Not gonna. I can take that one off. Yeah! And really, it does control well. Not bad at all. The game looks great on here. It's hard to really fault it. So the verdict. Well, I gotta tell you, I started out thinking that the plastics were a little cheap and the controls were not gonna work out for me. However, over time, I really became impressed with it. Every game I played on it played pretty darn well. It has a controller that does the job and does it admirably. It's not like world's greatest controller or anything, don't get me wrong. You're not going to mistake it for an OEM, but it's a competent controller that works. That's a big deal. The screen is also very bright and colorful, and it looks really, really stinking good. I mean, it's just, it doesn't look stretched or anything. It really does look quite nice. Ditto for the speaker. Yeah, the speaker's not going to win any awards in this thing, don't get me wrong. However, it did remain clear throughout the entire range of its operation. So as loud as it can go, it sounds pretty good. It's not super loud, but you could probably hear it in a pretty crowded area without any problems. But it's not going to be mistaken for like a boombox or something. All in all, I gotta tell you, given the selection of games on it, how well it runs it gets a thumbs up. It's a pretty darn nice handheld. In the less than $20 market, and it's earned a little bit of kudos from me. Color me impressed. Not bad at all.
It puts the famiclone back in the basket.
I'm not putting the famiclone back in the basket.
It puts the famiclone back in the basket.
I'm not putting this famiclone back in the basket. Yeah.